Good morning. In the state of Nevada, we burn every summer. Every single summer we burn, and often dramatically. We're so dry, and the winds pick up, and the flames lick miles and miles and miles of our territory. Well, this year, knock on wood, we haven't burned as much as every state around us. I don't know if you saw the map the other day. These fires have been absolutely devastating in the West. The resources that we have, the water, the moisture in the ground and in the air, just don't exist like they do on the East Coast. And when you look at the stories, for example, of Paradise, California, that burned 2 years ago, completely obliterating the town, they say that people who go back now are starting to see growth that is very positive and actually pretty miraculous. Nature creation is an amazing example for us. Paradise and these places that have been devastated by wildfire will not go back the way they were, but they will be a new version of what was. A new version of what was. And when I think about our lives post-COVID, we're not near that yet. I wonder what our lives will be like. Will we attempt to go back to the way things were? Or will we be able to live a new version of what was? I think this question is really important, and I know I've asked it a number of different times in different videos. We can't be passive about our lives. We can't just be like a leaf on a river, allowing life to take us from point A to point B, and then we're just on for the ride. We've been given time on this planet. 225,000 Americans have not been given to make a difference, to look carefully at the choices we make and why we do what we do. What is the plan of the divine? Why are we planted here during this pandemic? Why are we living through this historical time? Are we any different for it? Do we come out of this pandemic differently than we went in? Part of us will be groaning and saying, hallelujah, thank goodness it's over. But what I mean is deeper than that. If I'm intentional about my life, then I really hope to goodness that my life is better, different, stronger than it was before. What do I mean? A while back in one of the videos, I talked about joy, Jesus, others, you. And I'm going to use that model this morning for us to take stock of where we exist. But I'm going to flip it on its head. Start with yourself. Do you look at yourself any differently now than you did 7, 8, 9 months ago? Do you look with a different set of eyes? Are you observing yourself in this world differently than you used to? Are you a little more patient, a little more empathetic, a little more compassionate? When you think of others in your life, those you work with, those you live with, family members, church people, do you look at them any differently than you did before the pandemic? Do you see the struggles that they have? Do you understand the people of the world differently? Do you view with your heart what you used to view simply with your eyes and your head? Is there a more connected sense? Is there a sense of being responsible for one another? Is there an interest in the good and welfare of others that is stronger now than before? Am I more intentionally focused on what's helpful for others instead of just how I can get ahead? Knowing that in building up others, my own life becomes stronger. And what about the divine? Is my relationship with the divine any different? Has God felt more remote, or has God become this anchor? Does the divine step into the quiet times of your life and the confusion and the pain and the heartache in ways that you've never been aware of before? Have you invited the divine, the Spirit, into your life and into your suffering, into the burden that you're carrying, into the stress that you're experiencing in a way that you never did before the pandemic? Take stock, take inventory. This is so important. These days, weeks, months are slipping by like water. It's already the middle of October when I'm filming this video. Where has the time gone? Let's make sure we haven't wasted it. Pay attention to what's moving within you and how the divine is stretching you for a life post-COVID.